Hi everyone, and welcome to our MOREMIND Yin Yoga practice to also set intentions for the new year, and Happy New Year's Day! I can't believe it's the 1st of January 2021. Here we are. So, there's a few things that you will need for our practice today, everyone. I'm just going to pop my playlist in the channel. If you would like to use it, you can hit play at any time. And a few things that you'll need from around the house. If you have any injuries today that you're practicing with, let me know in the chat. Grab yourselves a book or a block or something that you can elevate yourself on. If you've got any lower back complaints today, bricks and books can be really helpful in Yin Yoga to add a little bit of height and support in poses. I would suggest grabbing yourself a blanket for our Shavasana at the end, and also to use as a prop in some of the postures. And lastly, you'll need a bolster if you have one at home, or just 2 pillows from your bed that you can fashion into a bolster for one of our final postures. So grab those things. And when you're ready, my lovelies, come and meet me in a comfortable seat. Hi, Elodie. And we will get started. So for those of you that I haven't taught before, my name is Liz. I'm Head of Wellness here at More Yoga, and I manage our More Mind program, which is focused on supporting our community's mental health and holistic well-being. So I'll be weaving in elements of yoga therapy, of breath work and mindfulness into our evening practice tonight. So when you're ready, let's come and take a comfortable seat, crossing the legs, grounding down into the sitting bones, and bringing the hands to rest on the knees. Closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders, softening the jaw. And let's take a few cleansing breaths, breathing into the nose, and sighing out through the mouth. Breathing into the nose, sighing out through the mouth, and taking one more deep breath in, and one more cleansing exhale. And with the eyes closed, let's just take a moment to arrive. Mentally, physically, emotionally, together this evening. Just allowing any distractions to drop away. Inviting your awareness to become completely present. And when you feel ready, just slowly begin to blink the eyes open. Bringing the hands down alongside you. Let's take an inhale into the nose now, reaching the arms up above the head, bringing the hands together in prayer. And as you exhale through the nose, bring the hands down to the ankles. And I really invite you this evening to move mindfully and slowly, no rush with your yin practice. Bring the hands down to the ankles, come over the knees and into a tabletop position. Before we come into our first yin posture, we'll move through just a few cat and cows to bring a little bit of mobility into the spine. So placing the hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, knees under the hips. As you breathe in, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the head. As you exhale, press down into the palms, bring the chin towards the chest and curve the spine up towards the sky. Inhaling again, opening into the body, shoulders back, belly softens, heart lifts. Exhale again, curl the spine up, tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. Lovely, everyone. One more. Breathe in as you open into the upper body. And exhale as you curl the spine up, chin to chest. Press down into the ground. Pause there with the spine curved. Take another breath in. Exhale the breath out. And then come back to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes under. Lift the tailbone up. We're not going to stay in downward facing dog for too long. We're just transitioning. But let's take a moment to just pedal out the feet to stretch into the hamstrings. Give the head a little nod. Maybe a little shake. Let's take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Lovely, guys. Slowly begin to walk the feet forwards. Bring the feet to the backs of the wrists, and we'll come into our first yin pose from here. Catching the elbows in the hands, spreading down into the toes, and then letting the head relax. So instead of looking straight down, look through the legs and behind you so that your neck is nice and long rather than curved and arched, as that can put additional strain on the neck. Relax the head, catch the elbows in the hands, and maybe bring a little bit of softness into the knees for this first posture. Bringing the awareness to the breath. Continuing to breathe in and out of the nose. Lovely, guys. Stay there. Breathing into the posture and letting the shoulders relax completely. Letting the head relax. Keeping a little bit of softness in the knees. And just inviting any stress or tension in the body to melt. Melt out of the crown of the head, out of the elbows, out of the shoulders, out of the spine. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Breathing into the nose, out through the nose. Good. Stay there. Keep the head relaxed. Keep the shoulders heavy. Keep breathing. If you are new to Yin Yoga, we hold the postures for anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes in each pose to really allow the body to open, to move into the deep connective tissue and the fascia throughout the body. So it can be a really releasing practice, quite meditative as well, as we hold the poses for longer periods of time. Lovely. Coming to our last 3 breaths in this first pose. Let's make the breath a little bit longer now. Breathe into the nose and out through the nose. Good. Breathe into the nose, out through the nose. Take one more deep breath in and one more deep breath out. Slowly let the hands just drop down towards the feet. Begin to unravel and unwind. Slowly, slowly uncurling up the spine, coming up to standing. Rolling the shoulders back, spreading down into the fingertips, pressing down into the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head. And we'll take 3 deep breaths. Breathing into the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Good. Breathe into the nose. Feel that breath. Really fill up the ribs, fill up the lungs. Exhale, let it go. Let's take one more deep breath in. Deepest breath of the day so far to enliven the whole system. Exhale, let it go. Good. Come back down onto the knees from here. We're going to make our way into a heart-melting pose. Please excuse me being on my laptop. I'm using a counter to make sure that I know how long we're in the poses for. So come into your tabletop again. So knees under the hips. Begin to walk the hands away from you and let the chest come down towards the ground. So you're lifting the tailbone up, pressing down into the hands and letting the elbows sink down. If it feels too much to bring the chest all the way down to the ground, use your blanket or blocks underneath the chest to elevate you, to make that a little bit more comfortable. Resting the chin, supporting the chin if you'd like, or turning onto one of your cheeks. Lovely. So staying in your heart-melting pose. This is often also referred to as puppy pose. Closing the eyes. And in this special New Year's Day class, which I am also so grateful to teach and offer you this afternoon, we'll be focusing on setting intentions to take into the new year. And I personally think intentions are so much more powerful than resolutions. After what a year 2020 was, it's so powerful to set positive intentions rather than punishing resolutions. And in our Yin practice today, I'll be leading you through the energetic, subtle body as we focus on each of the chakra points throughout the energetic system. Each of these chakras are linked to different elements and different parts of our lives. So in your heart-melting pose, I'd like you to bring your awareness internally to the root of the body, the base of the tailbone, as we connect to the root chakra. This chakra point, this energetic center, is particularly important for this time of year, as this is linked to our foundations, our ability to stand strong on our own 2 feet, to feel stable, to feel safe, to feel financially secure, and to feel safe in our surroundings and ourselves. So bringing your awareness to this space, in this posture, and bringing into your mind an intention, something you'd like to welcome in around these elements. Perhaps it's around financial security, perhaps it's around your home, around feeling safe and secure, and feeling strong. And we'll take just 30 more seconds here. Just connecting with the eyes closed, breath long, focusing on the base of the tailbone, the root chakra. And taking your final 5 breaths. Good. Breathing deeply, keeping the focus on the base of the spine where the tailbone is. And when you're ready, my loves, take a last deep breath in, staying in the posture. A last deep breath out. And slowly begin to walk the hands back towards you and settle yourself back into a child's pose. You might need to open the knees just a little bit wider and let the chest sink down towards the ground, or you can bring the hands together and rest the forehead on the hands. And we'll take just a moment in our rebound pose, in our child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths and just allowing your body to relax into this rebounding, restoring pose. And when you're ready, take a deep breath into the nose and a long sigh out through the mouth. Come back into your tabletop. We're going to make our way down onto the belly now and come into a shoulder stretch. So lay down onto your belly. Take the left arm out to the side. And you might like a blanket for underneath your head for this pose. See how you feel. So left arm out to the side, wrist in line with the shoulder. Bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder. We're going to roll over to the left hand side. So we'll start by just coming onto the side of the body. You might like a blanket for underneath your head in this position. And you can either stay here. This might feel enough. Remember to trust your body and listen to where that kind of edge is. So you can either stay here, or you can bend the top leg and step the right foot behind. Keeping a bend in the right knee. Either keeping your right hand where it is, just down on the ground or on the mat, or you can drop the right arm behind you as well. So take a moment to just explore this posture, finding whichever expression of the pose feels best for you today. Remembering this is a soothing session designed to nurture you. You don't always have to be pushing yourself into the furthest and deepest expression of the posture. And when you're ready, close the eyes down and let's bring awareness back to the breathing. Breathing into the nose and breathing out through the nose. And just settling into the pose, coming to stillness. And we'll begin to move up the energetic system. Bringing our awareness to these centers, these chakras throughout the body can also help in unblocking these areas. And we'll begin to move up to the sacral chakra now, which is located just below your navel. So bringing your awareness to this space. And as we connect to Shavasana, I invite you to bring an intention into your awareness for your creativity. And this chakra also represents our fluidity, our fertility, and our creativity, the way we express ourselves. So beginning to invite an intention that you'd like to take into the new year around those elements. Perhaps it's something that your soul is calling for. Often we set intentions around the body or the mind or our lifestyles. But often it's the spirit that actually needs nurturing. Often those things tend to fall to the bottom of our priorities lists. And just allowing yourself to settle into the posture, to remain still. And if you notice your awareness drifting, bring the focus back to the sacral chakra, just below the navel. The colour for this chakra is orange. Coming to our final minute. Our final 6 breaths. Deep breath in. And your last deep breath out. Slowly make your way back onto your belly. And we'll move straight into the opposite side of this posture. So taking the right arm out to the side, making sure you have space. Bringing the left hand underneath the left shoulder and slowly rolling onto the side of the body, seeing how that feels on this side first. You might like to remain here. You might like to step the left foot back behind you, keeping a bend in the knee. Either keeping the left hand where it is, or you can take the left arm behind you. Making sure the head is either on the ground or supported by a blanket. And when you're ready, close the eyes. Let's bring awareness back to the breath. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Breathe into the nose and out through the nose. Lovely. Just allowing yourself to relax into this pose as we begin to move our awareness up the energetic, subtle body. Coming to our Manipura, our solar plexus, located in the upper belly at the diaphragm. This can be a really sensitive area to bring our awareness to. So just a reminder that you are safe in your yoga practice. If you find emotions coming up, I really encourage you to allow them to. Just know you are in a safe space to allow anything that needs to release, to release. Yin can be a very opening practice. So bringing the awareness to the solar plexus. This chakra is linked with our self-esteem and our self-worth, which for many of us, this may have been affected in the previous year. It's also linked with our decision-making, our identity, our authenticity, and our center of personal power. So this might be a really relevant element for setting an intention to take into the new year. Often the way we talk to ourselves can very much be linked to our self-worth and our self-esteem. That inner critical voice can often rear its head, talking to ourselves with more compassion, more self-care, more self-love, more acceptance, can be a very powerful intention to welcome into the year ahead. Coming to our final 30 seconds on this side. We would have been on each side for 3 minutes. We will start to build as we come into some slightly deeper postures. We'll begin to lengthen the amount of time. And taking your final 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last breath. And last exhale. Slowly, slowly, just make your way back onto the belly. And we'll come into a rebound pose for the next minute. You might like to just bring the arms alongside you in this rebound. You might like to stretch the arms out in front of you, Or you might like to sit yourself back into a child's pose, maybe bringing the arms alongside the body just to help relax the shoulders after those postures. Closing the eyes once you're in your rebound pose. Breathing mindfully. Breathing deeply and breathing fully. Coming to your last 3 breaths. And just noticing if your mind is busy today. If you can invite the thoughts to slow down. Reminding yourself that this is your time. You are exactly where you need to be. There's nothing else you need to be doing or thinking about. Take your last breath in and your last breath out. Lovely. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Just come back onto your sitting bones. You can cross the ankles and make your way onto your sitting bones. I'm going to come into a dragonfly pose now. I'm going to open the legs and come into a fold. So if anyone has any lower back problems or a lot of stiffness going on today after Christmas or after working at a desk over 2020 or at home, I would suggest popping yourself up onto something that helps to elevate you, just to give you a little bit of height for this fold. And then when you're ready, take the legs out, opening them just to a comfortable distance. You don't need to be in splits. Just feeling an opening at the hips. Flex the feet, take a breath in, exhale, let them go. Good. Bring the hands down, lengthen up through the crown of the head, so nice straight back, and slowly begin to walk the hands away from you. I'm going to keep a little bit of weight in the fingers and just see how you feel, finding that edge with Yin Yoga. So though Yin Yoga is a passive practice, we'll find an edge with each pose where you feel comfortable to pause rather than pushing yourself too far. Remember to listen to your body in these poses. If you're comfortable to come a little bit closer to the ground, you can come down onto the forearms, you can walk the arms out in front of you, relaxing the head. Bringing the chin towards the chest. Wherever you are, you can keep a little bit of weight in the hands if you like, or you can turn the palms up into acceptance. And when you're ready, when you found your expression of this pose, close the eyes. Just bringing awareness back to that beautiful deep breath, soothing the nervous system with every breath. Deep breaths are like little love notes to our bodies. It's actually one of my intentions for the new year, to breathe every day with focus when I wake up for 15 minutes in bed. Really nice intention, practicing some kindness. And when you're ready, when you feel relaxed in the pose, I invite you to bring awareness into the center of the chest as we move into the heart space. Such a beautiful, energetic center to move into. The Anahata, our center for unconditional love, for how we express ourselves in relationships, our compassion, and our self-love. And this is a really important area of focus for intentions. Often we put ourselves at the bottom of our priorities list. And what I invite you to really do now is welcome in an intention into your heart around self-care, self-compassion. How can you practice more self-love over the next year? What intention can you set in your heart? If your awareness drifts, just guide the focus back into the center of the chest, back to your Anahata chakra, the heart center. Color of the chakra is green. Often when we connect to Anahata, you might even notice green lights appearing in your mind's eye. Coming to our final minute. We'll have been here for just over 4 minutes. And taking your final 5 breaths. Into the nose. And out through the nose. Good. Maybe coming in a little bit deeper for those last few breaths. And when you're ready, take your final deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Move slowly to come out of this pose. Imagine that you're moving through honey. So super slowly, super mindfully, begin to walk the hands back in towards you and just very slowly draw the feet together. I would suggest laying back. In our rebound pose, you can come into Shavasana for the next minute, or you can come into a child's pose, you can lay on the belly, whatever feels like the best release for you after that posture. Coming into your rebound pose, closing the eyes. Just letting anything go that you need to let go of. Letting the whole body relax. And taking 3 final deep breaths into the nose. Let the exhale out of the mouth. Breathe into the nose. Make an HA sound as you exhale. Beautiful, guys. Last full deep breath in, filling the whole body up. And last full deep breath out. Beautiful. Slowly make your way back into a tabletop position. And you might like to use your pillows, bolsters, props for this pose. So I would just gather them towards the top of your mat so you have them if you'd like them. You might also like books or blocks for this pose. We're going to come into a sleeping swan posture on both sides. This is also called pigeon pose in non-Yin Yoga, so you might be used to this one. Hopefully you should feel nice and open in the hips after that dragonfly pose, so you'll feel ready. So bring the hands back under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to slide the left knee to the back of the left wrist. And then I'm going to draw the foot forwards So it starts to become a little bit closer to being in line with the front of the mat. Doesn't need to be in perfect alignment, just bringing it to a comfortable place underneath you. Square the hips forwards, lengthen up through the crown of the head, and just see how that feels in the hips. You might like a brick or a book underneath that left hand side, maybe a blanket. You might like to use bolsters or cushions underneath the chest. You might prefer to come straight down towards the ground. Take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come down, either onto supports if you'd like, or straight down towards the ground. Supporting the head if you need to. And taking a moment to get settled. We're going to be in this pose for 5 minutes on each side. This is a really nice releasing posture. So allow yourself to let go as much as you can. Let the shoulders relax, let the hips go. Make sure the head is supported, and then close the eyes down. And you can always move deeper into the posture if you feel ready, as we begin to soften. And once you are settled into the pose, I invite you to bring your awareness to the throat as we begin to connect to Vishuddhi, the throat chakra. This can be another area. The elements around this particular energetic center can be very resonant with many of us. This energetic center is linked to how we communicate, how we speak, how we express ourselves to the world, and also internally. So this can be really linked to speaking our truth, to putting boundaries in place, to being honest, being authentic, and to having the confidence to express ourselves authentically. This can often be an area that many of us struggle with, expressing that we are not happy with something, that we want to say no, that we need to put boundaries in place to protect ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is for you. So connecting to the center of the throat, to Vishuddhi. And inviting an intention into this space. Are there perhaps some boundaries that you'd like to put in place this year? Perhaps there's something you need to express or would like to start expressing to help you feel more authentic, to help you feel strong and confident in speaking your truth. Have 2 more minutes in this pose, coming towards the end. You might like to come slightly deeper in the last few moments, maybe allowing the chest to come down, moving bolsters away, extending the arms out, and keeping the breath long and steady. And if your awareness drifts, noticing and inviting it back to Vishuddhi, the throat chakra. The colour for this space is blue. Taking your final 5 breaths. Allowing yourself to really soften now as you breathe deeply. Really nice, guys. Last 2 breaths wherever you are, breathing in, breathing out. Final breath. Good. Final exhale. Slowly, remember to move mindfully as though you are coming through honey. Walk the hands in, lengthen up through the crown, take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Slide the left knee back. We're going to come straight over onto the right hand side. So bring your right knee to the back of the right wrist. Slide the foot forwards and take the left foot. My book. Take the left foot back. Use pillows or bolsters if you'd like here. You can pop a book or brick under that right hand side or a blanket if you prefer. Take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, float down towards the ground. Just making sure the head is supported, shoulders are soft, and that the hips are square. Take a moment to get yourself settled into this side of the posture. Lovely. Close the eyes. Let go. Anything you're holding on to in the body, in the mind, let go. And we'll begin to travel now up the energetic system and past the throat, bringing your awareness to the space between the eyebrows. So with the eyes closed, bring that internal gaze to that space, to your Ajna chakra, the third eye. This chakra is linked to our intuition, our inner wisdom, our inner voice, and our sixth sense. One of my intentions for this year is to trust my intuition. And I wonder if that might resonate with you. To trust that inner voice, that inner guidance that often we push away. As you connect to this space between the eyebrows, your third eye, Ajna chakra, taking the next few moments to welcome an intention into this space. Already halfway through the pose. If you would like to explore the pose, go deeper, you are welcome. If you are comfortable where you are, please remain there. My advice with Sleeping Swan is to really allow yourself to soften into this pose. These poses can really allow us to open the hips. They say is where we store a lot of tension, emotions and stress. And this particular pose on both sides can really allow an energetic and emotional release. So welcome that in. Anything you need to let go of, just know you're safe to let go. If the mind wanders, sometimes resistance builds in yin. We want to rush to the next thing. Instead of allowing the mind to take over, bring the focus back to the third eye. Fix the awareness there and breathe into that space. Taking your final 5 breaths into the nose, out through the nose, into the nose, good, out through the nose. Final 3 breaths, breathing in and out. Breathe the whole body in now and out. When you're ready, take your final deep breath in and your final deep breath out. Well done. 5 minutes exactly. Slowly start to make your way out. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale through the mouth. Good. You can either slide yourself back into a child's pose, you can come into that heart melting pose if you'd like, or you can come and lay straight onto the back and let the whole body come to stillness for our rebound pose. Closing the eyes wherever feels best and letting the breath become just slightly deeper, slightly fuller. Let everything relax. Well done. It's a long time in sleeping swan. Yin is so addictive. I used to hate slow yoga. Now I can't get enough of yin. Lovely, guys. Taking 3 final deep breaths before we move on to one of our last poses. Last breath. Last exhale. Beautiful, guys. Meet me on your sitting bones. And we're going to come into a reclining butterfly posture. So this is the pose where you might like your pillows or bolsters to support your back. That can be a really nice releasing option. Anyone who has lower back problems or any real tightness around the lumbar area, I would suggest popping something, blanket, book, support, under the head of your pillows or your bolster, just to give you a little bit more height. You can stack your blanket underneath to give you a bit more height. We're going to bring the feet together, bring the bolster to the base of the spine, lengthen up through the crown of the head, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let yourself lay back. If you're using cushions, just stacking them on top of each other. Wrap the shoulders around the support so your heart is elevated, and then let the arms just drop alongside you, palms facing up. You can bring the heels a little bit closer in towards you if you like. Closing the eyes. And just checking how that feels in the back. If you need to sit up and adjust, please do. Find that edge in this pose. Find where it feels opening. And then close the eyes. As we bring our awareness to our final chakra. So with your eyes closed, bringing your focus to the crown of the head, to our crown chakra, the very base, at the very top of the head. Our Sarasara. The colour for this chakra is violet. And the elements associated with this energetic centre are bliss, a higher consciousness, cosmic energy, enlightenment. And maybe for this chakra, these elements, you're welcoming in an intention around how to follow your bliss. It doesn't need to be linked to spirituality if that doesn't resonate with you. Remember, these are your intentions, what you need. What could you welcome in to make this coming year more blissful? To help you feel enlightened in whatever way that is for you, whatever that means. Just allowing the body to relax into the pose. Imagining that you're melting down into the earth, letting go of anything you're holding on to in the body, anything you're holding on to in the mind. And for our final minute in this posture, allow yourself to simply breathe. Breathing into the nose and out through the nose. Good. Breathe it down to the lower belly. Out through the nose. Imagining that you're breathing into every single cell in your entire being, the physical being, the energetic being, the mental being, all of you. And taking just 3 last breaths now. Really nice, everyone. And after your final breath out, just begin to blink the eyes very slowly open. Draw the knees together. Heel toe the feet apart so you have about hip width between the feet. Bring the hands alongside those hips. Press down into the hands and lift yourself up slowly. We're going to make our way down onto the mats. You might like to just bring your bolster or your cushions underneath your knees. Bring your blanket alongside you so you can cover yourself if you'd like. Tuck the tailbone in. Move anything in your way and come to lay back. And when your back is flat, my love, when you're down on your mats, just draw your knees in, hug your arms around the knees, give yourself a big hug, a big squeeze, and take a little rock from side to side. So head relaxing back towards the ground, knees squeezed in towards you. Let's practice a little bit of gratitude for our bodies, before we come into Shavasana, take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. And when you're ready, just let the legs lengthen towards the bottom of your mat. Maybe the knees are elevated, maybe the legs are flat on the ground. You might like to cover yourself with a blanket or a jumper. Making our way into our final posture this evening, into Shavasana. Let's take a deep breath in. And let's take a deep breath out. Relaxing the expression on the face. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the brow, the shoulders, the back, and the legs. And as you come to stillness, let's connect back to the heart space. And I invite you to set 3 clear intentions now. We've moved through the energetic body and used the elements associated with each chakra as inspiration. Some may have really resonated with you, some perhaps not so much. But now, I invite you to set 3 clear intentions. 1 for your body, 1 for your mind, and 1 for your spirit, for your soul. How can you nurture, look after your body this year? That might be in the way you speak to yourself and your body. It might not necessarily be movement. 1 intention to support yourself mentally, to look after your mind. And finally, 1 intention to support your spirit. Something that lights you up. Bringing your awareness just back to the breath. Slowly start to bring movement just into the fingers and the toes. And rolling over onto your right hand side. Just coming into a fetal position. And just pausing there before we sit back up. I'd like to close our practice with a reading. It's by Daniel F. Mead Bachman. Hope I said that right. If you would grow to your best self, be patient, not demanding, accepting, not condemning, nurturing, not withholding, self-marveling, not belittling, gently guiding, not pushing and punishing, for you are more sensitive than you know. Mankind is as tough as war, yet delicate as flowers. We can endure agonies, but we open fully only to warmth and light. And our need to grow is as fragile as a fragrance dispersed by storms of will, to return only when those storms are still. So accept, respect, and attend your sensitivity. A flower cannot be opened with a hammer. And when you're ready, just making your way back up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Coming back to how we began our practice. And let's bring the hands together, create a little bit of warmth between the palms. Closing the eyes, bringing the hands over the heart space. And just repeating your 3 intentions, 1 for your body, 1 for your mind, and 1 for your soul, your spirit. Bringing them into your heart and planting them like seeds of intention. And when you're ready, let's take a last deep breath in and a long cleansing exhale out. Slowly begin to just blink the eyes open. And let's say together, Namaste. The soul in the light in my soul recognizes and honors the light within yours. Thank you so much for joining me for our intentions setting practice today. I really hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day and a really, really beautiful, bright new year ahead of us all. If anyone has any questions, guys, please do let me know in the chat. Do say hi and bye. It's always nice to know who I'm practicing with, even though we're not together physically. I can still feel you all energetically. So thank you so much for joining. And if you want to stay connected, my Instagram is Liz Joy Oakley. So you can always chat to me on there. And I share lots of meditations and mindfulness tools. So there's a few things on there if you enjoy those kind of things. Otherwise, have a lovely evening. And thank you for joining. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Valencia. Oh, lovely. It was a pleasure to start the new year with you. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Miss Libby. And thank you, Elodie. Another thing I meant to say, ran out of time, is those 3 intentions, I would really suggest jotting them down and making them really clear. One thing I love to do at the start of the year is to make a vision board and put my intentions for the year on it. And put them somewhere you see them every day, so you really remind yourself of those intentions for your body, mind and spirit, just as a little visual reminder throughout the day. I often put them on the mirror, so I see them when I'm cleaning my teeth every day. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Isabel. Done yoga in 6 months. I am honoured to have taught your first yoga class in 6 months. Honestly, that is really, really beautiful. I feel really honoured. Thank you, Charlotte. And thank you, Sarah. Oh, lovely, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed teaching it so much and sharing this space with you. Ooh, I feel a bit emotional. Start to come into your class in October. I'm always looking forward to it. Oh, thank you, Laura. And thank you, Sarah, for those lovely messages. Really kind. I hope everyone sleeps well after that practice as well. Okay, my loves. Well, I I will wish everyone a wonderful night then, and thank you so much to the lovely Lay who set us live and is always such a wonderful help at More Yoga. So lots of gratitude to you as well, Lay, my love. And good night to everyone. I really hope to connect and see you again very soon. Sending lots of love.